Sometimes we're not given a sequence, in which case it's necessary to collect information to make a conjecture. Data is the center of inductive reasoning. The biggest mistake that people make is to collect too little data. For example, the numbers 1, 3. What's the next number in the sequence? There's actually not enough data here to determine. For example, the pattern could be 1 times 3 is 3, so the next term would be 3 times 3, which is 9. However, the pattern could also be that 1 plus 2 is 3, so the next term is 3 plus 2, which is 5. There's just not enough data to determine what the pattern is. So make sure you collect enough data to make a reasonable conjecture. It's always better to have too much data than too little. Let's give this a try. What conjecture can you make about the sum of the first 30 even numbers? Notice, there is no pattern given to us. We're going to have to create that on our own. So, let's do this. The first even number is 2. So if we have one term, we have the number 2, and of course the sum of 2 is 2. So now let's move up to 2 terms. The next even number is 4, so 2 plus 4 is going to be 6. Let's move up to 3 terms now. So 2 plus 4 plus the next even number is 6, so that gives us 12. The fourth term, 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8, that looks like it's 20. Can we see a pattern yet? Let me see here. Frequently, the pattern comes from the number of terms. You will notice that when we were talking about the diameters themselves were the number of terms. Let's see how 1 relates to 2. Well, 1 times 2 is 2. Let's see, how does 2 relate to 6? 2 times 3 is 6. I'm just guessing here. Does this work? 3 relates to 12 because 3 times 4 is 12. And 4 relates to 20 because 4 times 5 is 20. I think I found the pattern. Notice that we have the number of terms multiplied by 1 more than the number of terms. I'm predicting that if we have 5 terms, that the sum is going to be 5 times 6, which is 30. Shall we check that and see if I'm correct? The fifth term, we have 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, and that is indeed 30. So that seems to be the pattern. So we can predict that the sum of the first 30 even numbers will be 30 times 31, which should be 930. It's up to you. Would you prefer to take some time to look for this pattern, or would you prefer to add up the first 30 even numbers to come up with 930? I think that this method is much easier.